Hi, everyone. Sorry, I was having a technical difficulty, but we wanted to thank you all for coming and learning about Rallyhood. We have Mark from Rallyhood who's going to do the entire presentation for us and be able to answer questions. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over at this time to Mark and welcome him and welcome all of you to this new adventure. Mark?
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
And then, Kelly, just give me a thumbs up. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And we're recording.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for making time to learn more about Rallyhood. Really excited to be here. I'll introduce myself in just a second, but just kind of want to level set. The whole reason why we're looking at Rallyhood from a council's perspective is all about improving our systems and really strengthening the service unit to really make it easier and how we come together so we can serve more girls and the families and ultimately build a more connected community. What that ultimately means to you is making it easy, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about the girl. And so that's really what Rallyhood is all about. Just a bit of background on myself, but also Rallyhood as a whole. My name is Mark Iwins. I'm the head of client success here at Rallyhood. My role is to ensure that people who use the platform know how to make the most of it. And we've been working with Girl Scouts for over 5 years now. We have a lot of different use cases within the Girl Scout community, with over 1,000 different groups using it in various degrees. And of those groups, we have millions of engagements and touch points made every year. And then myself and my team are having weekly, if not daily, conversations with Girl Scout volunteers like yourself and council staff. And those conversations ultimately really help us to evolve as a platform because we really value on learning and making sure that we continue to release product features into the platform that's going to make your jobs a lot easier and continue to increase value. So what we're going to do is kind of walk you through a bit about this, what Rallyhood is and how it can help. In the 5 years that we've been working with Girl Scout councils, we've learned a lot. Specifically, all of you are critical to the day-to-day work of Girl Scouts. And a lot of you kind of self-organize in a number of various groups. In fact, there's probably groups here that a lot of you can relate to because you're members of them. But it's not just groups, right? You also organize thousands of local events that are also critical to the mission. What we've learned is that because there's a lot of involvement with these groups and with these events, we need to make it easier. Easier to organize that information, easier for your leaders and your volunteers and your members to access that information. It's not always centralized. It's hard to connect with other leaders who are putting on similar events as you. It often involves a lot of tools. And not only that, when you do put an event together, it's not super easy to kind of promote that event to everyone. And so ultimately, kind of sometimes your world looks like this, which is ultimately 10 or 12 different login pages. Things are kind of disorganized and inefficient. There's information stored in your inbox. There's information stored on a Facebook page. There's photos up in Flickr. There's documents on Google Drive. Right, so it's really hard to find information when you need it the most. Furthermore, because they're all on separate platforms and separate tools, nothing's really centralized. Not everything's super easily archived, and certainly you're not able to search across all solutions. And ultimately, it makes the whole process of delivering the mission and delivering these awesome events that you put on kind of difficult, which can ultimately lead to frustration, not just for you, but also for the troop leaders and the parents and the girls that you serve. And when you have these fragmented tools, another challenge that we hear from volunteers is that they're not connected, right? So they're not centralized, right? So the redundancy of trying to find that information over and over again just kind of wears on you. And not to mention these groups that are kind of all over the place. You can't see what they're doing, you can't connect with them or help them. And then we all know that knowledge transfer as it relates to volunteer positions, while we like to think you're going to be service unit managers for the rest of your lives, that's not true. Somebody eventually is going to take over the various roles that you serve. And we obviously want that transfer of knowledge that you have to be as seamless as possible. And when it's kind of archived in all these different various tools, it doesn't make that whole process a whole lot easier. And furthermore, as I'm sure all of you can relate, we're also entering this new challenge of COVID. And so it's super critical more than ever that we connect virtually in a way that's easy, in a way that's easy to stay engaged online. And so the whole idea behind Rallyhood is to eliminate all those logins, to eliminate those fragmented tools, basically empower you, the volunteers, the tools you need in one place. And that place is the Rallyhood platform. And when you have all these tools that you need in one place, what you're ultimately going to get is one, consistency. Consistency in how you communicate, and then consistency in how you be productive through the tools that you use, right? When we have consistency across all of our groups, not only just the groups that you serve at a council level, but also the groups that you serve at a service unit level, that's going to increase productivity as a whole. Second, when it comes to these local events that you put on, Rallyhood is going to be a platform that's going to make it super easy for you to create those events, organize it, manage it, and then promote it across all the groups that are going to be eventually in Rallyhood. And that will really make this whole process a whole lot easier for everyone, those who are putting on the events and those who are signing up. Also, with Rallyhood, it's going to really enable a more connected community. So this way, volunteers can connect with other volunteers, members can help members, and you can really share information and engage each other across silos. And then also, like I mentioned earlier, Rallyhood's really going to help you when you centralize all of the Girl Scout related information and assets on one platform. It'll be much easier to search for information. And then furthermore, our platform is going to make it very easy to archive all that information to help with knowledge transfer. So it's one thing to just say all of this, it's another to actually see it. So I'm sure some of you are like, Mark, that's great. I'm glad you know Girl Scouts. But let's really see what Rallyhood looks like. So this next section that we're going to do is we're going to give you a visual of what Rallyhood can offer you. So the first thing that we're going to introduce you to is called a rally. A rally is a microsite for a group. And inside of that rally is going to be all the collaboration tools you'll need to really be productive, to help share information, coordinate events and activities. And here's what a rally looks like. As you can see, there's a suite of collaboration tools from a message wall, a shared calendar. There's a tool called special events, which is basically your tool for event registration. So all those local events that you put on, this will allow that process to be a lot easier. You can also collect money through the payments tool. There's a gallery, so you can create albums and upload photos. There's a file section for you to create folders inside of subfolders. And then there's links, an easy way to create resources, pages for resources that you often refer to throughout the year. And then there's also a sign-up tool. So you can make it easy for people to coordinate an event, be at a particular location, maybe it's a shift, or even use a sign-up tool for polling. But ultimately, what you're basically looking at here is a tool that's going to replace, anywhere from 12 different logins to just one. And obviously, there's different roles inside of a rally. You can have an admin, and as an administrator, you can turn certain these tools on and off. So if you don't need to collect payments, you can turn that tool off. You can also set permissions by feature. You can make a rally private or public, and then each individual can also determine their own notification preferences. And knowing that events are going to be going virtually, we have Zoom integration and other video conferencing tools integrated with our special event tool, which is really, really great. Furthermore, Rallyhood comes with a mobile app. We all know that we're living very mobile lives these days. And so what this allows you to do is really access your groups and the rallies that you're a part of through your phone, which is really, really great. So as you can see, and as you can imagine, rallies can be applied to a number of different Girl Scout groups. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the ways that current council and volunteer Girl Scouts are using it today. For one, since all of you kind of serve your service unit, a very common rally that we see are a rally specifically for those who are in a leadership role within their service unit. This really helps with the knowledge transfer. So somebody does step up into a leadership role, they can join this rally, and they can easily see what information they need to see relating to just leading the service unit as a whole. And typically you'll find anywhere from 3 people to 12 people, depending on how large that service unit is. And then you'll also find rallies for the service unit as a whole. So anybody who's serving in a volunteer position, whether that's a troop leader, maybe a cookie fall product manager, you name it, you'd be invited to this service unit rally. And again, all that information is that you need, that you're going to want as it relates to being volunteer in your service unit are all right there. Some other examples that we've seen at the service unit level anyways is troop rallies. These are also very common. It's a great way for troop leaders to easily coordinate with their parents when they're going to meet, photos that they've attended or photos for events that they've attended, and obviously coordinate through the sign-up tool and also share information through the message wall. We also see a number of councils creating rallies, so specifically a variety of teams and working groups, whether that's a panel, whether that's a committee, whether it's for a camp. As you can see, all of these groups come together with a purpose, and with that purpose there's productivity, and so there's value in having a rally created for it. So they all have a calendar, they all have a message wall, they all have the same tools to really make that whole process much more easier. Some other rallies that we see within the Girl Scout ecosystem, these are rallies based on leadership role. So if you're an adult educator, you'd be invited to the adult educator rally. If you serve in a leadership position at your service unit, you might join the council-wide service unit leadership position. So you can share information that's going on within your service unit and exchange ideas and best practices with other service unit leaders. And there's a number of roles within the council. So roles for cookie managers, area events, first aid CPR, event director, facilitators, you name it. We see a lot of rallies by role. And that just makes the whole process of learning what is entailed with these Girl Scout roles much easier. As a new person who might be part of the adult educators, I can easily join that rally, and I can take a look around and see what's been talked about in the past and download files that I can easily access, as opposed to contacting you and you telling me. So this makes that whole process a lot easier. In addition, we've also seen councils create large topic rallies, specifically those around special interests. And these are kind of like large forum rallies where parents and volunteers, whether you're currently in the Daisy Brownie Junior program or you were at one point, you can easily get in here and communicate with others, maybe share Brownie ideas that you've done, or maybe just ask general questions as who's been to this camp or who's been to this park? Do you have any suggestions or feedback? And some really great best practices are shared here. And what's also really great is when we initially talked about the effort it takes to share local events that you're putting on. Should you create those local events, you can also share them in these large topic rallies. So now you kind of have this marketplace of local events that you're putting on that you can branch out to other service unit leaders or troop leaders or parents who might want to attend. And it's very easy for them to see that event and sign up for it. So the whole process from just creating it, managing it, promoting it, and collecting money, should there be money involved, you can easily do that, which is really, really great. In addition, rallies are really about solving it for the group. The other thing that Rallyhood allows you to do is the community hub. And a community hub is a group of rallies kind of under one umbrella. The benefit of having a community hub page is that you can have what's called a community admin, and you have the ability to push content down to the rallies below. So whether that's a message, an event, or file, there's really a ton of value to it. So let's go ahead and take a look at a community hub. Here's a community hub. This example is a council hub. These are where you'd find your council-wide rallies. So those large topic rallies you might find here. You would also find maybe rallies at a committee level, rallies by role, camp rallies, you name it. It's really up to the council on how they want to organize it. But again, the benefit of having a community hub is the community hub admins have the ability to push a message, an event, or file down to the rallies below. So whether that's all the rallies at once, you can easily do that. Maybe it's a grouping of rallies. Maybe rallies are associated to a category. You can push that message down. or if it's just you want to select individual rallies, you can also select them, and you can push that event, you can push that file down. And if you do push a file down, it's going to go in the Rally file tool. If you push a message down, it's going to go on that Rally message wall, which is really, again, going to emphasize that consistency across all groups. Furthermore, we often see service units creating their own community hub page. So when you start thinking about what are the groups that make up my service unit, I've already mentioned a few of them. There's the leadership rally, there's the all volunteer rally, there's probably the troop rallies, but there's also a lot of other rallies that you can create for your service unit. Maybe it's a rally for all your cookie managers. Maybe it's a rally for those who are in a troop money manager role. Maybe you have a rally for parents who are in the team program, or parents for Daisy Brownie Juniors. It's really up to you to decide. What's really great about this is a community page that is managed by the service unit leadership team, and it's yours to kind of own and create rallies if you want. And you also have the publishing tools you need to push a message down, an event down, a file down to the rallies below, should you need to do that. So that's a community hub. So a community hub really solves it for the organization that's made up of a lot of groups. The rally kind of solves it for the group. And then for the individual, every individual gets their own personal dashboard. It's where you go when you log into rallyhood.com. And it's here that you would find all of your Girl Scout groups. So when you think about all the roles that you potentially serve in, each rally you'd have a rally for each role. And it's here where all those groups come together. And what's really great is that since each rally has its own personal calendar, what you'll find in your dashboard is your aggregated calendar. So this is your master calendar. So if you were to click on My Calendar, which is located on the left-hand side there, you would see all the events that you have going on for that day, for that week, and for that month across all of your groups. And if you want, you can sync that master calendar to your personal calendar, whether it's iCal, whether it's Google, or whether it's Outlook. So you can easily see if somebody adds an event to a rally calendar, it'll automatically show up on your personal calendar. So that's kind of a quick overview of the Rallyhood platform. Again, the dashboard's for the end user, the rally is for the group, and then the community hub is for the organization. And most councils have lots of community hubs. There's going to be a council-wide community hub, and there also could be several service unit hubs, which we'll talk about in just a bit. So how does your council plan on using Rallyhood? Rallyhood has had a number of conversations with your council leadership, and we've identified 4 ways that we really want to see Rallyhood being used within your council. For one, it's all about creating more efficient, consistent experience and how we all work together as volunteers. It's really about centralizing information. As you know, there's a lot of Girl Scout information, a lot of Girl Scout assets. Let's put it all on one platform instead of lots and lots of other platforms. Volunteer-led events. This would be a great way of just promoting the events that you put on. If you want to share it to everyone, when everyone's on the same platform, that whole process gets a lot easier. And then build a more connected community, which is what Rallyhood is all about. So let's go ahead and dive into one of these so you can know exactly what we mean. So when we say create a more efficient and consistent experience for all working groups, what we're really saying is that it's going to be helpful for all of us, volunteers, the parents, the girls, but also staff. And how that's going to be is, when you're consistent, when the consistency across all groups, again, is going to allow everyone to be more productive, and it's going to be less time searching for information. You're trading multiple logins for one. And so how we do that, again, is through the rally. This is a rally for professional development. This is a rally for troop leadership. And this is a rally for Daisy Brownie Jr. Regardless of the group, there's a singular purpose for each one. Obviously, what makes them different are the people inside and the content that's being shared. But what's great is it's the same set of tools. How you post a message in one rally is how you're going to post a message in another rally. How you download a file is going to be the same way that you download a file in another rally. How you upload photos in one is how you're going to upload photos in another. And whether the rally is big or small, it's going to be a consistent experience. Whether that's an outdoor high adventure rally, which is more of a topic rally, or maybe just a troop rally, where there's maybe just 20 or so people inside. It's going to be the same tools that you see regardless of the group, which is really, really great. Second, Rallyhood is going to help by really just centralizing that information and really improving best practices. So really making it easier about finding the info you need when you need it, not just you as a volunteer, but also the troop leaders and the parents that you serve. The rallies will make it much easier to search for information, make it archivable, and then it's all about volunteers helping volunteers. So let's kind of talk about some of the examples that we see. For one, this is this message wall post was done in a large topic rally. This person had asked, has anyone been to Cape Henlopen? Her troop is interested in going. Would love to get some feedback because they're considering the trip next summer. And just like that, other volunteers, other parents who have been to this camp or been to this location have been able to provide information that she needs to really make sure that experience is a great one. And what's fantastic is that Rallyhood makes it very easy to take that conversation and you can then share it to your troop rally or maybe share it to your service unit rally so that others can easily see what was said. And again, everybody's kind of getting that information as opposed to copy and pasting it, putting it in an email and sending it out to everyone else. Same thing with files. I know that this is sort of like Box or Dropbox here, but you have the ability to folders and you can create those folders and upload the files to them. And then what's great about the mobile phone is that you can easily access those files on your phone. It's all about centralizing that information, making it easy to find it for your parent and for your troop leader. The calendar, you can look at it in calendar view or list view. It's totally up to you, but you can easily see what events are going on for that day and for that week. And if you want to, you can also subscribe this calendar to your personal calendar. There is a subscribe button on the right-hand side. You can see it on the mobile app. It's just blocked on the web view, but you have the ability to do that. And then the links, again, putting all those links in one place, making it easy to see all the resources related to camping or diversity, whichever cookies, depending on the rally. It's all going to be right there and make it easy for parents and troop leaders to access that information. So you can stop sending out that same email over and over again. Make it easy for them. Photos, easy to create albums and upload photos to the album rather than going to Facebook to get photos or go to Shutterfly or whatever file sharing application you were using. This makes it very easy to upload the photos to the mobile app. And so that way everybody can contribute, everybody can see and download as they need. The sign-up tool is a really, really great tool. We see this being used in a number of ways, whether it's creating a sign-up list for volunteers to cover shifts or tasks, but we also see it being used for voting or polls, specifically during this COVID area. One example is creating a sign-up list to determine when your next virtual service unit meeting should be. Should it be Wednesday, should it be Thursday, or should it be Saturday, and people can sign up. We've also seen troop rallies do this based on topic. What topic should we dive into? And people can vote on that. So lots of great ways that you can use the sign-up tool inside of a rally. And then the payments tool is done through Stripe. Stripe is a third application that's integrated in the platform that really makes the payment processing a lot easier. So whether you're collecting troop dues or just dues for anything else, or maybe even just a field trip, rather than trying to collect money through checks or whatever, and there's a lot of different ways. This just makes that whole process done much easier online. So those are some of just the tools that are offered in a rally. What we're going to dive into here is volunteer-led events. What's really, really great is that this was a feature that was built by Girl Scout volunteers for Girl Scout volunteers. So when we say that we really take to heart listening to our users, this is a prime example of that. Girl Scout volunteers are phenomenal, and they're always making us better. And so this is an example of that. But basically, these events are a way for the event organizer to easily create an event page and share it council-wide, or if they just want to keep it contained within their service unit, they can, or keep it contained within their troop. It's up to you. And then also for those who are signing up, it makes it a few clicks to easily sign up, whether to pay for it, register, or just explore. And again, like I mentioned earlier, we learned how this whole process was done currently, right? A lot of you create an event flyer, or you do it in a Word document, and then you share that out to your website or social page, or you email it out, and then you have to create a sign up list, and then that's going out. You got to manage that. You got to update your Excel sheet. And there's the whole process of collecting money, which is often done manually, and you got to drive to the bank and cash it. So it's a whole ordeal. You get it. It's multiple logins. So with our special event tool, it's much easier to create customized, beautiful event pages in minutes. You can add attachments. It automatically integrates with maps if you add an address. It's very easy for the parent or the person who's registering to just click and pay online, and all that's done through Stripe. And then for the event organizer, it's very easy to track attendees, who's signing up. You can put a limit on how many people can attend an event. You can also, if you want to hold the spot for somebody, you can. You can also manage refunds and partial refunds. And then as the event gets closer, you can also download a report to see who's in attendance. And then if it's an event that happens daily, weekly, you can easily duplicate it, or you can archive it for another time. And then also what's really, really cool is you can share it with other rallies. So if you want to create that event in your troop rally and just let your parents sign up first, and once they're done signing up, you can then share it to your service unit rally and let your other service unit troop leaders sign up. And then if you want to then, after they're done signing up, share it up to the council-wide rally, you can do that and then open it up to anybody to join, should that be the type of event that you're putting on. So here's what an event page looks like. As you can see, it's all the information you need right on one page. In the upper right-hand corner, you can share that event page outside of Facebook. So if you have your own website, or if you want to share it on a social media channel, you can easily do that if you want to. You also have the ability to create multiple ticket types. If there's costs associated with it, great. You can add a price to it. If it's free, that's fine. Just make it free. It integrates with maps. You can easily put in a Zoom URL or other video conferencing URL if there's some other platform you use. So that way when people register for your virtual event, when they register, they get an email with that URL linked to it. So all the information you need right there, and really, really easy to make. And then furthermore, when you get this idea about creating a marketplace and making it easy for people to find your event, should you want to open it up to others, special events really creates that ease to make things more discoverable and accessible, so you can see what other events your service unit leaders are putting on, which is really, really fun and exciting. So that's one way we would love to see all of you take hold of Rallyhood. And then the fourth way that your council is really going to be using Rallyhood is it's all about building a more connected community, making it easier to come together, work together, serve more girls and their families. So making it easy to disseminate information, whether that's from council to service unit to service unit, or service unit troop leaders. Share that information and just learn from one another, all while using the same platform. And so what that kind of looks like is Rallyhood allows you to create, again, multiple community hubs. The whole idea is let's identify those groups. Let's make sure that they all have the same tools. They're all working on the same tools. And let's make sure they're all connected, and they're all connected on one platform. And so that is Rallyhood. So you might be thinking, okay, this is great, really, really excited. What is this going to look like for me? How is council planning on rolling this out? Well, for one, you have been the consideration from the very beginning. We know that all of you have been serving the council in many, many years. Just an example, we got Amy here who served at the council level as a trainer, at the service unit level as a team leader, a program coordinator, also served in a committee and troop leader. And so this whole idea of what this could look like for you, if we take a look at Amy's dashboard, you're initially going to be invited to a few rallies. Maybe that's a council-wide service unit leader team rally. And then you might also want to start with your service unit team. So those are the next two rallies that might appear in your dashboard. And then as you get hold of it, you get comfortable, you might create a few more rallies for your service unit, specifically maybe for an area you oversee, or maybe the cookie managers. And then as council continues to expand its footprint and grow the different rallies that they might start with, you might have a committee rally show up in your dashboard if you're part of a committee. If you're serving as an adult educator, that would appear in your dashboard. And then, you know, if it makes sense for you to join these large topic rallies, we'd love for you to join those rallies as well. And as you can see, you kind of get the sense of how this is all going to look for you, because you serve the council in so many different ways. So what started out as 3 rallies has certainly grown to 12. So what this is going to look like for part of Central California, what does the phase 1 launch look like? So kind of going back to this graphic, this is just kind of an example. It's obviously not a representation of all the rallies and all the communities that will be created, but let's just focus on the rallies that we're going to start with. So if we just think about council-wide, what are the council-wide rallies that we're going to start with? They're going to be the Service Unit Leader Network Rally and the Troop Leader Rally. So the Service Unit Leader Network Rally, which all of you are going to be invited to, the whole idea here again is to make it easier for you as council leaders to connect with other service unit leaders, to share best practices, ask questions, and then most importantly, it's going to be a place where council can easily share information with you that's relevant to your roles. So the people that you're going to find in this rally are going to be council staff and those who are currently serving the service unit leadership position. And then again, the stuff you're going to find in here are going to be reminders. That'll be in the calendar. Other council events you need to be aware of, again, in the calendar. Files that are specific to you and the roles that you serve. The message wall obviously is going to be a place to just communicate with one another, and then obviously the links will be a place for just a number of helpful resources that you should be aware of. So that is the first council-wide rally. That's the Service Unit Leaders Network Rally. The next one will be the Troop Leaders Network Rally. All of you will be invited here. The difference is that this is going to be information specific to the troop leader role. And so the big picture here is at some point down the road, all the troop leaders will also be invited. It's going to be a place for them to easily connect with one another, share information, and ask questions that other troop leaders can easily answer, share activities in the file section, upload photos, all that. So it's going to be council staff in this rally as well as anyone serving in a troop leader position. So again, what's the kind of content that you're going to find in there? Reminders, again, council events, files and forms, all relating to specific information to a troop leader role, as well as resources and links. And obviously this is a place for you too to interact with one another. This isn't just a place for council. We want you to get in there and own the space as well. So feel free to jump in and play around. So those are the council-wide rallies. If we now focus on what's another rally that's going to be rolled out, there's a hub that's been created for service unit roles. The first rally that's going to be rolled out in this particular community hub is the fall and cookie and fall product managers. So any information relating to this role is going to be found here. So the council staff member who oversees this is going to be in there, and it's going to be anyone who's in a cookie and fall role will be invited. You'll find FAQs in here, again, reminders, events, messages and questions will be asked here. All the information you need will be all in this rally. So you would be invited to this rally if you are currently serving in this role. If you're not, then it's very possible that you will not be invited. And then also the other last piece that we're going to be doing here is the service units. So if you are interested in having a service unit community hub page, please let us know. We're going to ask you a question here in just a second. But again, these service unit community hub pages, this is for you to own and manage. We have created the initial shells. So what I mean by shell is there will always be 3 rallies that are we've identified are kind of like the best practice rallies you should always have, which is a leadership team rally, a rally for all of your volunteers, and also a rally for your cookie and fall product managers. And then you'll have the administrative abilities to create additional rallies. So, you know, if a troop leader wants her troop rally, you can create a rally for them. If you find that there's another rally you want to create, you have the ability to do so. But it's basically yours to own and manage. And what's really great is, again, you have the ability to push content down to the rallies below. But what this allows you to have is you know, oversight and visibility of all the groups that make up your service unit, which is really, really cool. And really make your lives a whole lot easier. So question for you is, of those who are currently attending this training, if you would like a Service Unit Hub page, please let us know. So Kelly, I think you have a poll question that you can launch, that you can answer. And your answers are yes, no, or not right now. But if you could go ahead and answer that, let us know, and we can give you access to your Service Unit Hub page. Kelly, is that launching or?
It is. It actually launched both questions at the same time because.
Not a problem. Well, I'll just, while that's.
So.
Great. Well, while you're answering that question, again, yes, the second one here is, we have worked with your council and we've identified some additional rallies, but we also would love to hear from you. What other rallies would you like council to create or launch next? Feel free to check off which ones that would be of interest to you. We want to know. We obviously want to make sure that Rallyhood is providing the most value for you. So please, if you if you would just complete those questions, that would be super, super helpful.
I would also suggest, if there's a rally that you would like to see but it's not on the list, if you just put it in the chat log, then I will write those down as well.
Right. So again, just kind of going back to this infographic, these are the rallies that we're starting with. The two council-wide rallies, we're going to start a rally for the fall and cookie managers. And then if you want your own Service Unit Community Hub page, you will be able to have one. We're happy to create it for you and give you access to it, so you can go ahead and get started on that. So there's that as well. So this is the second question that all of you have answered. So I think hopefully there's a lot of excitement going on. So for all of you, you're probably wondering what happens next. So what's going to happen next is invitations are going to be sent. So be looking in your inbox shortly. We're going to take everyone who has attended today's training, and we will invite you to the Service Unit Leader Network Rally and the Troop Leader Network Rally. And then if you are part of the fall, if you do serve in a cookie and fall product manager role, you would also be invited to that. But just so you understand sort of what this whole process looks like, the invitation is going to look very similar to this. In fact, it's going to look exactly like this. So you just locate your invitation in your inbox. Make sure you check your spam folder, just depending on what your settings are in your inbox. What you're going to do is click on the green Join This Rally button. And when you do that, it's going to have your email in the right-hand corner. It's going to have your time zone selected. Your time zone is picked up on your internet browser. So for those who are not located in Pacific time currently, maybe you're traveling for work. If that's the case, make sure you change that to Pacific time. Otherwise, all of your calendar times are going to be off. But yeah, go ahead and type in your first name, last name, and your password. And then once you click Join This Rally, just like that, you're going to be brought to the Rally homepage and you're in. So go ahead and take a look around and interact and post a message if you like. So that's the first thing, just giving you a walkthrough of how to create an account. The second is just setting up your profile. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see your initials. Click on it, and when you do that, you'll get a drop-down menu. So you'll click on My Settings. And when you click on My Settings, what you'll do is you'll come to this page. You'll click on your Rallyhood profile. And what we'll encourage you to do here is upload a profile image. It would be awesome if we could have a picture of your beautiful face rather than a picture of your favorite animal, pet, or location. We always think it's always better to have a photo of you so people can see who you are and what you look like. And then also add any current positions that you serve in, maybe your area of expertise, and also any additional information that you want to share. Obviously that's optional, but the more information you provide, it's always great. People can understand who you are and how you can help. And so what that's going to look like inside of the rally If you click on the Friends tool, you'll see the name, and you'll see all of that there. That's just an example of what that will look like inside of a rally. The other thing you'll want to do when it comes to, obviously, add a comment inside the rally and say hello. But what I was going to say is the other thing you're going to want to do is go to your settings, click on email addresses. I know if you're like me, you probably have several email addresses. Make sure that you go to the settings and click on email address and add those in there. You never know what additional rallies you'll be invited to, and you don't know what email address they have of yours on file. And by adding your additional email address, this avoids you from getting another invitation, and it prompts you to create a separate account. So then you have 2 accounts. So by adding all your email addresses in here, what this gets you is the ability to all of your invitations come to your dashboard. It's all coming to the same account, which is super helpful. All right. Next steps from here, what we want you to do is get onto the platform and get familiar with it and just play around with it. You'll find it's very intuitive, very easy to use. We'll provide additional how-to training. How do I create a sign up? How do I post a message? How do I upload files or photos? And then if you have, if you're going to start with your service unit community page, we'll also give you an overview of how to manage your community hub page. How do I create a rally? How do I push content to the rallies below? How do I invite people? All of that will cover it. And that's currently scheduled for Tuesday, August 10th at 4 and 6:30 p.m. And then lastly, we're also going to be giving all your troop leaders a sneak peek on the August 1st kickoff conference. We are not going to be inviting them. They're just going to get a glimpse. They're going to see a much more tailored and not tailored. They'll see a much smaller presentation of Rally. Just to kind of get them excited, so that when you do on-ramp your troop leaders, they'll know what it is. They'll be excited to get on there, and they'll be ready to go. So, with 10 minutes left, that is everything I have. What questions do you have? And thank you for those who are telling me that August 10th is a Monday. That was a total mess up on my end. So that is going to be August 11th, not August 10th. Thank you. So I'll make sure that's changed and fixed. But if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the group chat, and I will answer them as they come. So is there a fee for the payments, and how are they processed? Yes, there is a fee. There's a fee that is 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction, and then another 2.9%. So in total, it's that's 5.8 plus 30 cents per transaction, which is what we need to make sure that we can process all of it and continue to use Stripe's integration in our platform. If you compare this to Eventbrite, it's actually cheaper, and it's comparable to a lot of other payment processing tools online. So those are the fees. We're super transparent about them. In fact, when you activate the Stripe account and you go ahead and create maybe a ticket for your local event, you can easily see the fees calculated in your total price, and you have options to bake that into the total price or pass it on. It's up to you to how you want to do it, and so that's all in there for you to see. Other questions? We'll need to see. Kelly, I'm not sure if you want to answer that next question as far as council mandating.
For right now, no, it's not council mandated. We're launching this to, meet a need that has been requested by many service unit teams as well as our volunteers. So right now, we're not going to be asking you to close your Facebook accounts or any of that stuff. We're offering this as an option for service units. For council staff, we are going to be really pushing a lot of our communications through this, and getting greater access to our parents and our leaders. So yeah, it's not a mandatory at this time.
Awesome. So the other questions that I'm seeing here, let me just answer these. So troops, can they create their own rallies? Again, if you have your own service unit community page, you can create the rallies for them. So you'll have that option, and you'd want to encourage them to do that. That if they do want a troop rally, they go through you. So that way it's all contained underneath the same service unit page. The other trainings this week, are they the exact same, or will it be more specific training? So the training that is going to be offered later today, and then also the training tomorrow, is going to be the same training that you're seeing here, but the training on the 11th is going to be more of a in the platform demo. We'll show you how to create a message. We'll actually be in the platform itself, and I'll show you how to use it efficiently and effectively. So it's going to be a more specific how-to training. I'm not sure I understand the next question as it relates to fees. Do they go direct to a bank account? You'll see, you get to decide where the fees go. But yeah, if you include it in the total price, that obviously would go straight to your bank account. This next question, I think, is relating to the troop rally creation question. So yes, troop leaders can create their own rallies from the dashboard page. The reason being is in the event that somebody wants to create a rally for a group outside of Girl Scouts, Rallyhood allows you to do it. In fact, we have hundreds of thousands of different organizations that use this platform as well. So technically they could go there. You would just need to communicate to them that they potentially miss out on service unit information if it's not part of the community hub page. So you would just want to make sure that you give them specific instructions on why they don't want to do that. And given all the councils that have gone down, all the councils and service unit managers who are already on the platform, that message is often followed and advised. Are these rallies private? They can be private, so you have the option of making it private or public. So what that basically means is, or what I like to say is, any information that is kind of put in the rally kind of stays in the rally. And then obviously you have the option to share that information to another rally that you're a member of. So you do have the ability to share. But privacy settings wise, I mean, if it's private, that means somebody has to be invited to join, or you have given them permission to join. If the rally is public, it means any Rallyhood user can join. But again, they have to be a Rallyhood user. There's also going to be a new privacy setting that's going to be coming out soon, where a rally is not searchable, so it can't be found. The only way somebody can get access to it is if they've been invited. And let's see, the Calendar Connect. I don't believe I fully follow this next question. Does the calendar connect to the GSHCC activity page signups? Will it keep track of the activities we sign up for through the council? I'm going to go ahead and say that it is probably a no. Right, Kelly?
Yeah, no, these are two separate entities, I guess I don't know the word. The Rallyhood the council activities will still be found on our council webpage under activities. The great thing is you can link, to share the opportunity with people, but they would still have to register through council's website. And I believe for tracking, we'll keep track of activities we sign up through council. So no, the Rallyhood will not be connected to track what you sign up for via council. They're two separate things.
And is there a storage limit on photos and files. There is no limit. You can upload as many photos and files as you want. There is a limit on files per file size, which is 8 megabytes. But I believe, I just need to verify, Kelly, with you, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be removing that file size shortly. So that allows you to upload high quality photos in large files if you need to. So, but yeah, we have lots of rallies that have thousands and thousands of photos and files in there. Great question. Any other questions? All right, well, I think we're right out of time here. As I mentioned, next steps, be on the lookout to get an invitation to join the rally. Please go ahead and create your account and update your profile. And Council has been already uploading content in there for you to interact with. So take a look around and get familiar with it. And be on the lookout for an invitation for the additional rally training that will be on the 11th, which is on a Tuesday, not a Monday. Be on the lookout for that. And yes, it is very easy for you to leave a rally. You would just go to the Friends page and remove yourself. So you have that option as well. All right, well, thank you again, everyone, for your time. Kelly, I don't know if you want to close us out.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone for attending. We're really excited about this platform, and we feel it's really going to open up communication all across our council. And if you have any questions, please email me or anyone through our customer care team, and we can get back to you on your questions. And we're just really excited about this launch and bringing in all the volunteers and all the parents as well to create a very cohesive communication platform for our council. So thank you all and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.